Hey guys, in this one, this might very well be the last one to wrap up the series. I might make a few more after this, but this will show you, in this one I'm going to show you how to package your project so that it is runnable outside of the editor, so that you can put it on the internet for people to play, you can give it to your friends and all of that. It's really easy to do. Just go up to File up here, and you want to use the Package Project setting, but before you do that, go to Packaging Settings. And you just want to set up a couple of things in here before we do it. So for build configuration, change that to shipping, because if that's set to development, all of your things like the print strings up in the top left will all show up, and other things like that. The rest of that should be okay. You want to tick full rebuild, I think. I'm not exactly sure if you need that, but it recommends that you do it. So just do it. Maps and modes, leave all of that, that's all fine. The default map, this is important. So the editor startup map, that's the one that opens up when you're opening in Unreal Engine. The game default map, you want to set that to main menu, because you want the player to load into the main menu when they start up. Supported platforms, depending on what you're going to publish on, you can change this. I don't do them all. I usually only make games for desktop, so I'll just untick Android, HTML, iOS, Linux, the rest of that. I just keep Windows and desktop usually, and that usually exports fine. If you want to use any of the other systems, chances are you'll need to set up, where is it, in your input down here, you'll need to set up like action mappings and things like that. So for your forward movement, for example, you'll want to have like gamepad stuff if you're going to be using a console or whatever. If you just have it in PC, like I'm doing, the button presses that we've set up inside of our third person character, like, oh, we want to make sure that that's hooked up before we export. The keyboard events, so like things like press C will do this. That'll all work fine if you're just playing on a PC. So since I'm only worried about PC, that's all I'm going to do here. So let's just have one more look at those packaging settings. You might want to change the description and stuff as well. So the project name, let's just call this platform. No, hang on, what do we call it? Fully Sick Platformer. Very important. You can give it a version as well. So this will just be 1.0.0.0. Say there's an error with it, and then you release another version. Just call that 0.1, I guess. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how the versioning thing works. What the correct way to do that is. You can give it a description, something like that. Company name, if you want to sell it or whatever, you can do the rest of that. But look, this is just for fun at the moment for me anyway. So let's just leave all of that. I think that should all be fine. Yeah, so let's close that down. And to finally go ahead and export it, let's just make sure that it runs properly first before we do that. So if we go open level, if you're following on from the last tutorial, open up level 1. You'll need to go into your level blueprint, and you'll need to delete the stuff that we had in there, because we had a little we had a thingamabob that would move you to the end of the level when you started. So get rid of that. Also make sure in your third person character blueprint you hook up the checkpoint functionality, because we disconnected that node there. Because we wanted to start halfway through the map to test it, so make sure that that's hooked up and that's working. So a good thing to do before you package though, is you just want to give it a quick test. So make sure that everything works fine, you know. Play through it from start to finish, and then package it and then give it to your friends or whatever so they can test it as well. But that looks like it's working fine. What I might do is go to the main menu, hit play. I might just delete that, and then if I hit play again, yeah, so we want it to open up like that. Let's go package, Windows 64-bit, just like that, and then you just want to pick a place to save it. Usually what I do is within the content folder that you're in, not the content folder but the project folder, I'll just create a new folder down here, and I'll just call this packaged versions or something like that, and then I'll open that up, and then I'll select that, and then this will go ahead and it'll do its thing. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I might have to pause the video and then edit it together and then cut it, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so that just finished. A little message will pop up in the bottom right of your screen like that when it's done packaging. So if you go into your Explorer, and if you navigate to your Unreal Engine folder where your project is, YouTube tutorials for me, and go into your packaged versions or whatever you named it, it'll be in a folder called Windows No Editor, and this will be all the files that you need. So whenever you need to send this to somebody, you want to send them the whole folder, and this is the little executable that you'll run. So if I go ahead and run this right now, the game should start from the menu. Oh, and that's a shame, it started on the wrong monitor that I'm recording into. I wonder if you can hear that sound still, but it's working fine for me. It's working, like, it's a little bit laggy because the graphics might be a bit too high for my computer to handle. It exported at the top hang on, let me just close it down so that the recording doesn't lag. It recorded at the highest engine scalability settings. So if you look at settings here, you got engine scalability settings. I think mine might have exported at like cinematic or something ridiculous. So mine's a little bit slow. If you want to fix that, you'll need to look into, I think they're called like console commands. You might add like a main menu or something where you have the option to change the graphical settings in game, but I won't go into that here. That's a video for another time. But basically that's how you export your game. If you want to play it or whatever, send it to your friends, send them this whole folder and get them to run that executable like that. And that's it. So that's the end of this video and of this series for now. I might be back with some more stuff related to this soon, like maybe we'll add in a couple more things, or maybe I'll show you how to type those loose ends, like maybe introduce a engine scalability thing or something like that. But for now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that you leave me any questions if you've got any issues with any of this, and we can debug it and figure out what's going on. I might make some more videos helping you guys troubleshoot any problems that you've got. But apart from that, send me all your levels that you make if you use this. If you use this in your own game and you end up finishing the game, or even if you don't finish it and you just create some really cool levels, like film yourself playing through it or something and send me the video. Like I'd like to watch it. It'd be cool to see what you end up creating with this kind of stuff and what spin-offs you create of the enemies and any creative level designs that you come up with, and etc, etc. That'd make this whole series more worth doing, you know. It'd be just cool to see it being used. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'll be back with some more tutorials soon. Peace out.